Hey y'all, welcome back for another video this week. I am going to just run a couple of errands, and I'm always thinking about just showing you things that you might could do if you're on like a scouting trip or you're trying to figure out how it is to just live day to day here in Portugal. I'm going to go to IKEA first to get my favorite candles. I usually stock up on them because they're really inexpensive. They're like €2 per candle, and I go and I get about 6 of them for the month. And then I'm going to stop over at a place called Leroy Merlin, and that is like a Home Depot here. It's like a Home Depot or a Lowe's. And I'm going to get me some paint because I'm painting my room. And I also have was supposed to have help, but that didn't work out. But I'm going to paint it myself, and I'll actually film that as well. So y'all come along with me. Hey y'all, so I catch the train. I can walk over to the train and hop right on, and I love it. And I have mentioned it before that I don't drive. That was another reason I left the United States, is because I felt like even when you live in a place that has metro access in the United States, it's the U.S. is really car dependent. So here, I don't feel like I need a car, and it saves me money from the maintenance and the insurance and all of that, and just the ease of not having to worry about liability. I can take the train wherever I want, and then I end up getting on the bus for the last little leg. But most of the time I just take the train and the metro, because I try to stay away from the buses because I don't really like to sit and wait on the bus, even though they are timely and they are clean. But I also wanted to point out, if you have mobility issues, I'm telling you, Portugal will be a challenge for you, even if you're just coming for vacation. But this stop right here where I got off to get on the bus to go the rest of the way, this is called Amadora. So I'm just showing you Amadora, and to the left, I'm hoping I pan over to the left, but if I don't, that's a butcher's. So here it's very common still to get your meats separately. Like, you don't have to go to the grocery store for meats. Meats are sold in a whole separate place with butchers. And another thing I love about the stop, the Amadora stop, is this is the actual stop where you can see like black hair products. So it's not easy to find black hair products, but this store, that is off of Amadora, it's the whole thing is dedicated to black hair products. So I jumped on the bus for the last little, ways there, and like I said, I don't mind getting on the bus occasionally. It's just I don't like to wait for them. But this bus dropped me right off across the street, and you see how large that IKEA is? It's huge. It's huge. IKEA, but I just kind of walked the rest of the way. And another thing I love about using public transportation, I may eventually get a car because I want to do stuff like drive to Spain and drive to Porto, but it won't be for shorter haul. I like that it keeps me healthier. Like, I feel healthier here. I walk a lot more. I've seen my weight is being maintained a lot more, and my appetite is down. And I think it's because I'm a little more active here, because it facilitates that. So, and I'll tell you, I came here for some candles, y'all, but I just like walking through IKEA. I just like walking through IKEA. I like walking through and seeing the little setups and stuff like that. The little staged rooms that they have, and how they decided to incorporate the products that they sell. And I really enjoy it. And again, it is very common here to expect you to take stairs, a lot of them. And yes, is there elevators, but they don't expect you to use them. They expect you to use them maybe if you have like a baby or something in a stroller. But aren't these little setups that they do so cute? I just like walking through them. And you got to kind of go through IKEA just to get down to where the like the basket items are. Another thing is, maybe, I don't know if you knew, but I didn't know, you're really not supposed to bring shopping baskets up to the showroom floor, even though they have shopping baskets. I didn't know that. I had a shopping basket one day because I was doing some serious shopping when I was first moving in. And they told me you're not really supposed to have a shopping basket on the showroom floor. So remember to leave your baskets at the bottom floor. But here is a couple of different little staged areas, and I love them. I just love walking through it. Did I have to walk through them? No. Yeah. That's all they have on my sofa. I think my sofa has been discontinued. So you see the stool is there. But I don't think they sell my sofa anymore, but I'm not sure. You see those little chairs, those wingback chairs? I want one so bad. But you know, I want a rocking chair at the same time. So I have this space in my living room, and I really want a wingback chair. But I don't even know if I can find it. I want one with a low profile rocker with this. So I've been looking for that. But if these had like a low profile rocker, meaning you can't really see the rocker at the bottom, I would get that chair. I really like wingback chairs. Isn't it so cute? They set up a little birthday, just giving you ideas. That's one of my favorite rooms. I love when people add in black the right way, because I think a little bit of black always grounds a room. But a lot of people shy away from using black. I'm thinking about getting my daughter one of those little cat pillows because she loves that kind of stuff. See that? I'm going to get that vanity. I don't know if I'm getting it next month or I don't know if I'm getting it next month or in July to put in my bedroom. I'm getting that vanity. It's already on my list. I just have to watch my budget. This reminds me of my daughter. She loves to do art. She's very good at sketching. But I've already gotten her a sketcher's desk for her room. We're almost to the candles. But I love going through one of my favorite areas to go through, which I didn't stop in this video. One of my favorite areas is the lighting showcase room or showcase area. They have the coolest lighting. And I got a lot of different lights from IKEA when I first moved in, and I had my lights switched out for some of the IKEA lights. Like, I want to get my son that little head right there, the little light up head. But I don't think he would appreciate it. He just doesn't appreciate that kind of stuff. But I definitely going to get my daughter something like that. And you see those donuts right there? Those are so popular. Like, so many people here have those in their home. I really like them too, but I don't really like faddish stuff. Like, if stuff is too trendy or too faddish, I don't really like it. I guess I did kind of stop in the lighting there. In the lighting area. I love the lighting section. So I finally made it to the candle section, and guess what, y'all? They discontinuing my scent. So those are actually 50 cent, 50 euro. They marked them down. So I got 40 of them. I took like just the whole pallets of them. And I know you're like, how did you get those? I took a Uber home. I didn't bother getting on public transportation because I bought so many of them. I totaled them over to Leroy Merlin with me in a big bag, but I took a Uber home because I had so many of them. I'm finally in Leroy Merlin. I didn't capture the front, which I should have, and I'm just kind of walking through. This is their Home Depot, but they do have a home decor section. As soon as you come in the front door, that's the section you hit. And then they have like the painting section and hardware section and all of that. So I'm just looking around because I'm thinking I want to add a couple throw pillows with prints onto my sofa. I'm leaning towards the leaf green ones. That one right there. So I got home, I got my paint. I didn't even film where I picked out the paint. And what I'm doing here is I'm putting painter's tape on a wall so I can create like a striped entrance. I was going to do my whole room, but I was like, oh, hell no, because of how long it takes. But this is me trying not to give up. I did not want to give up, y'all. I'm using this to keep my lines straight, but they still have a hard time being straight. So if y'all know how to fix that and y'all want to try this project, I'm telling you now, this is a pain in the ass. This thing, using this like a strip of tape to try to keep the distance. And I finally got the tape all up on the wall, and I had read or researched that you have to paint over it with your base coat, the same base coat that's on your wall. So when you put the color on it, it doesn't bleed. That's the color paint I bought. I was just trying to get it done, so I didn't film that much, but that was me getting a base coat on the stripes, painting that was the first coat, but I still had to come back and paint over it with the blue paint. I still had to do it. I had to do that twice. So the room has, my bedroom has 2 coats of paint, but the stripe wall has 3 coats of paint on it. And when I tell y'all, I was so tired of this damn project. And I always be thinking to myself, why do you do this stuff? You think, oh, it's going to be so easy. Let me do it. And it never turns out to be easy. It always turns out to be exhausting. But I was so satisfied. Look, y'all, I was so satisfied. It was so satisfying pulling this off. And I had researched that you should pull it off, the tape off, while your last coat is still wet. And I was so happy so I can get some satisfaction out of this before I went to bed. But didn't it turned out so good. It turned out so good. I wasn't exactly finished all the paint, pulling the tape off of it. But here I also bought stain because I wanted to stain my shelves to match the floors. And that also was a pain in the ass. I did that the next day. I stained my shelves so that they're the same color as the maple wood. And I wallpapered this entryway hall feature wall, because I wanted some florals in the space. And so this is the final. This is what it ended up being. I'm still not done with my room. It's a work in progress. But at least I got me some paint up on the wall and some tapestry that I really love. I hung that up. And there you see the little blemishes. That's okay. I'm going to go back with the paintbrush and fix those. But I'm so happy with the way it turned out. I wanted to hear what y'all thought about it. It made me feel so Bridgerton in this room. I haven't even finished getting my furniture for this room. And the shelves, I love, even though they were a pain in the ass as well, I love how the shelving turned out and my wallpaper turned out. And I'm so glad y'all can join me for my weekend of errands and doing home projects. Remember, you can book a call with me, and I will be happy to talk to you about your move abroad.